Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. In today's video, we are going to be doing an October audit on my business bank accounts to see how much we spent and how much we made during the month of October. I recently did this for the very first time for September's audit. So if you're curious about that, I will leave a card above if you want to check that out. But I thought it would be interesting to share more of my finances month to month. And it also helps me to be more aware of what I'm making and spending month to month. It kind of forces me to really pay attention to that and really focus on more of the details of it. So it's definitely kind of a win-win on both sides, I feel like. So what I'm going to be doing is going through all of the expenses and what we earned during the month of October. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So we definitely spent a lot more this month than we did last month. So going through the list of everything. So the first expense was to online labels. That was $183.61. Online labels is where we purchase all of our labels for all of the products that we use for the business. There was also a pirate ship expense of $568.29, and that is the software that we use to pay and print out all of the shipping labels for all of our online orders and some of our wholesale orders. Any wholesale order that is not on Fair will be purchased through pirate ship. Anything that is through Fair just kind of goes through the Fair platform. And then there is the QuickBooks payment for $81. QuickBooks is the platform that I use to keep track of all of this stuff, keep track of expenses, keep track of income, and also run payroll on myself because I am incorporated, so I am an S Corp, so I do have to run payroll on myself, so that's why it's a little bit more expensive than the typical QuickBooks subscription. And then we spent $112.52 at Midwest Fragrance Oil Company. There is also a $199 payment to Kajabi. Kajabi is the platform that I use to host all of my digital products, my shipping course, my candle business workbook, and my candle business planner template that I sell. So any of my digital products I have through that website. And then I also have Vistaprint, which was $56.53. That was to get new business cards in. And every time I get new business cards, I like to change it up a little bit. I've kept my business cards pretty standard throughout the past couple of years, but I changed the photo to whatever updated product photography that I have at the time. So that's kind of really the things that I changed the most about it. But for the most part, it pretty much looks the same. And we did spend the bulk of how much we spent on supplies at California Candle Supply last month. And that was $1,422.56 on basically a bunch of jars. We just needed to get a bunch of cases of jars. Again, because we are kind of increasing with our wholesale, we're spending a lot more, more frequently on supplies. So that was kind of, a big expense that went to California Candle Supply, but something we got to do. And then the next big expense was to Uline. I did a couple of large Uline orders, total being $841.47. And then there's also Hive and Honey, which is where we get our wicks for our candles. So we use the CDN wicks, and that was $114.97. We also spent some money at Candle Science, of course, all of the fragrance oils, mainly a lot of just re-upping for the holidays. So holidays are coming up. Holiday scents should be coming out any moment now. I want to say we're going to be getting our holiday line out really, really soon. And that was $331.87. And then the flaming candle, we spent $143.71. Shopify subscriptions. Remember, I have 2 Shopify stores. I have my regular one for Memory Box Candle Co., and then I have my wholesale website. And total for Shopify was $128.91. I want to say that I had gotten another app. I can't remember. I feel like this is I think that this is more expensive than last month. I don't know. I have to check on that. And then for Amazon is great for any kind of office supply stuff. So like tape, printer paper, sticky notes, pins, all that kind of stuff that we need. That was $125.11 spent at Amazon. And then I also made a couple of payments to the IRS, which is really fun. So $162 was for payroll taxes. And then $800 was paid for estimated taxes. So when you are self-employed and you're making money, none of that income is actually taxed until you have to do your taxes at the end of the year and then figure out what you made, your expenses, and then what you actually owe in taxes based on your taxable income. But I always pay estimated taxes. So I paid my last payment of estimated taxes for the year of 2023, last payment of $800 of that, which felt really good to just kind of get off my chest, basically, of just having that hanging over my head. And then I have a $50 payment to Liberty Mutual. My new re-up on business insurance always starts in October. So I made the first payment of $50 towards my business insurance. I usually make a few payments of $50 and then I just pay it off, mainly because at this time of the year, I'm allocating so much more money towards supplies. And then as soon as we get past that, towards the beginning of the year, usually I end up just paying off whatever the balance is of my business insurance. And then the next payment was to premiumvials.com, and that is for the spray bottles that we use for the room sprays. And that was a total of $250.79. And then last payments were for Klaviyo, which is the email marketing platform that I use, $45. Thematic, which you can get a bunch of royalty-free music on, that was $7.99. Adobe for Photoshop, $9.99. And then Canva Pro, which is $12.95, which I don't see myself ever getting rid of that. I just love Canva Pro so much because I have all of my labels on there. I have my digital downloads that I sell through Canva. So I love Canva a lot. So total for all of those in the month of October was $5,648.27. Holy moly, that was like a full-on, $2,000 something dollars more than last month's expenses, something like that. So very interesting to see. But as we are getting, really into the thick of Q4 here, it's kind of one of those things where we're going to be spending a lot more on supplies because we're getting way more orders. So we have to re-up a lot more frequently on all of the supplies. So now we're going to go to the income, and income is only broken up into a few different categories. It's not as long as the expenses category. So for the income, for the month of October, we have Shopify sales. These are all sales on memoryboxcandleco.com, was $3,021.20. We have our fair orders that hit our account. So if you're not familiar and you haven't seen any of my other videos, the way that fair works is that when you ship out an order to the retailer, you get paid out 30 days from the day you ship the order. So these sales that hit our account, what we actually made in the month of October, were from orders that we shipped out most likely in September. So the total for that was $2,836.83. So pretty cool for the candle business. It was almost $6,000 for the month of October for the candle business, which was really, really cool. And then my Kajabi sales for the online digital products that I have was $839.88. Venmo, this was from any kind of pop-up sales, like vendor event sales, $112.43. Affiliate commissions was $514.21. YouTube was $2,628.41. And then Etsy, $57.23 for a total income of $10,010.19. I was actually very shocked when I saw that number because, of course, when you're having to spend, $5,600, it's kind of like, okay, you're not really seeing that full 10,000 if you know what I mean by that. But it was really interesting to see and go through and break down everything from the month of October, and I love doing this. And again, I do have QuickBooks that allows me to be able to go through and keep track of income and expenses. But this really helps me kind of go through the bank account and really dive deep, specifically month to month. Whereas QuickBooks, I'm really just kind of categorizing everything, and I can see an overall profit and loss statement for the whole year, which I guess I can do for October as well. Definitely, but it just doesn't break it down as much. I don't think. I have to look. I'm so used to doing it the way that I do now, just going through the bank account and just, being able to specifically see what I spent on everything. So that is going to do it for today's video. I enjoy these kind of videos. I hope that it's helpful for you in some way to see from my perspective on what we spend on things and what we earned and how much and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. But I'm going to end today's video right here. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo. And I will see you in my next video.